Big 12 Commissioner reveals conversation with Pac-12 counterpart after conference expansion. After stripping the Pac-12 of 4 teams and leaving the historic conference with a wildly uncertain future, Big 12 Commissioner Brett Yormark says his expansion has come to an end. "We're done," Yormark said on the Marchand and Ourand sports media podcast after adding Colorado, Arizona, Arizona State, and Utah this summer. However, while the Big May 12th be said with 16 teams for now, its most recent moves have left the Pac-12 stripped bare. Colorado kicked off the Great Escape from the conference when the Buffaloes announced its return to the Big 12 on July 27th. Arizona, ASU, and Utah followed 1 week later, with Oregon and Washington joining UCLA and USC for the Big 10. Yormark revealed what he said to Pac-12 Commissioner George Kliavkoff after the conference realignment, adding that he never hid his desire to expand the Big 12 conference. "On the heels of not Colorado, but all 4 corner schools coming, I texted George," Yormark said on the podcast. "Reached out to him. Obviously, he was busy. He and I spoke last week. And effectively I said, hey, I'm sorry it came down to this, and I'm sorry I put you in a tough position, but this was something that we had to do. This was something that the board and our key stakeholders encouraged. And I'm sorry that my gain is your loss." And we had a very collegial conversation. George was fantastic. "I am not one to hide. And again, I've been very intentional about expansion," he continued. "And I did that in an effort to make sure that expansion didn't happen in someone's shadow. It didn't happen at night. It wasn't a shock and awe moment. Everyone knew the Big 12 had an appetite to expand. And maybe some people in the industry didn't like that I was so intentional about it. But I'm very transparent. In fact, I telegraphed it." Prior to taking over as Big 12 Commissioner on August 1, 2022, Yormark told reporters that the conference was open for business. "As I said in my opening comments, we're exploring all options," Yormark said at the 2022 Big 12 Media Days. "And we're open for business. And optionality is good, and we're vetting all of them. I think it's fair to say I've received a lot of phone calls, a lot of interest. We're exploring those levels of interest. Nothing is imminent." The Pac-12 is now left with 4 schools, Washington State, Oregon State, California, and Stanford, after the 2023-24 seasons as the conference attempts to figure out the next steps. The Big 10 has reportedly discussed the possibility of adding Stanford and Cal, though those additions hit significant roadblocks on Wednesday, according to ESPN.